Yeah, K Brown, baby. Cancel culture. Whatever you want to call me. Just don't write my name wrong with that chick. Don't piss me off. Hey guys, it is K Brown, aka Cancel Culture, and I'm back with my third episode of In the Living Room with K Brown, aka Cancel Culture. So let me just backtrack a little bit because I keep saying like this is my third episode. No, this really is like the 100th episode, okay? So what happened was Oprah, shout out to Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey had a competition when she had the O Network a couple of years ago. So this is where the concept came from. This is nothing new to me. Y'all just started doing podcasts. I've been doing this. And I had shot a podcast called In the Living Room with Kay. And it was me and my friends in the living room or whatever. And we was just going to be talking about topics and things like that. And I did all of this, and I was on my way to ABFF. If you don't know, that's the annual Black Film Festival that's in Miami or whatever. And I had to upload, and this was years ago or whatever. Just to let you know, a lot of y'all are probably like, we can't really figure out how old she is. I'm forever 35, baby. Never ask me my age. I'm forever 35. T-shirts coming. They're coming. Okay, T-shirts coming this spring. You'll have them for March, April, when it starts getting a little warm. Jersey funny like that, though. It'll be a snowstorm in April. Anyway, I wanted to talk about in the living room, like I said, with from Oprah's show. So Oprah Winfrey had a competition, and I had people that had voted for me. Like, you uploaded and they voted for me, and then they took it down because one of the rules was that you could not be saying anything that was mean. And I, not frozen, was offended because I wasn't talking about mean. The topic of the show, y'all, I'm telling y'all, this was in 2000 and maybe 6, 7, 10, I don't know, whenever the O Network came out or whatever. The topic was naming your kids something crazy. Okay, I don't want no problems with you, lady, ma'am, the person that named your kids this. And a lot of y'all think this is an urban legend, but it's not. And we had discussed the twins from Newark named Lamont. Okay. Their name is Lemon Jello and Orange Jello. That's just what it is, okay? I can't help that that's what the kids' names was. I'm sorry. That's how it was spelled. But it was Lamangelo and Orangelo. And we had a conversation about that and how they was going to get a job. So let's just go into my name, right? My government name is white as it can be, okay? So I just go by K. Again, K-A-E. Just K, not Kia. K. Kia is behind the... That's my DP. Shout out to her. That Key. That's just Kia. K-I-A. K-A-E is K. Okay, boom. So, Oprah and them, I'm probably not Oprah, but her team deemed me being like a bully. Because I'm just talking about names. She named them kids that I didn't, okay? And a lot of y'all, that's not true. That's urban legend. There's not, I worked with one of them. Shout out to Lamangelo. Orangelo. Anyway, they was twins, they was kids then. This is why I think it's like 20 years ago or whatever. But anyway, fast forward on. Y'all like she been drinking. I have not, okay? It's just, I'm very silly. I like to have a good time. But I'm telling y'all, so this is how the whole podcast thing came to be. Shout out to Mooka. Mooka had filmed it, did a great job editing or whatever. I did a cooking segment, all this. I did all that. And then to only be, I couldn't believe I had so many votes. Shout out to y'all if y'all remember that voted for me. And then it was taken down because it was flagged as me being a bully. I'm never a bully. I'm a bully to the bullies. We'll get into all of that. We'll get into how my master's degree. I wrote a whole bill on how I wanted to bully bullies. I had it was called Unbullyable. A lot of things. Again, I got ADHD. This might not be for you. Today's topic, what we're going to talk about is, again, this is my third show. We're going to talk about get somebody else to do it. Okay? And no, we're not. Because that is not what we're going to talk about today. Today we are going to talk about story time and being born the child of addicts. So the reason why I wore this shirt is Big Stage Entertainment. That's my entertainment company with my brothers. And what we do is we bring artists out. Shout out to Key. She had filmed them. So far we had Rod Wave. We had Jacquees. We had what was the African voice, Key? Anyway, we had some Shaka Waka. What's his name? Wada Shaka Waka. Shada Wada. Thank you. Yeah, she act like she don't want to be heard in the back. Listen, this is not professional at all. She got lights on me like I am in the big studio. I'm in my living. This is my living room. Period. That's it. Okay. But she's professional, okay? That's why you should book her. Her information to be in the bottom. So I wanted to talk about this because a lot of people use it as an excuse. So it's no shade or whatever. My mother and father, listen, my father was a hustler. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. Okay. I don't know how much I can sing. I don't want no problems. I don't want to pay y'all for using it, but that's whatever. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what's sad? I'm going to say this or whatever. Like, and I'm just using him as an example. Not, it just made me think of him because I follow him on TikTok and we engage a lot or whatever. But it's sad to see so many people on the Clock app, I keep saying, on the Clock app, and they go live and they be begging for likes and gifts and stuff. I'm not frozen. It breaks my heart actually. Like I'll be like, people be like, damn, just send your cash app. Like it be that bad. Like they trying to eat off. Listen, that's why you need somebody like me. Again, I didn't tell y'all what I did for a living. I'm a contracts manager. Read your contracts. Make sure that they're fair and in favor of you. If you don't have the money to pay a lawyer, you can get somebody like me that's a contracts manager, administrator to read it. You can't get me personally. I am booked and busy, baby. I ain't got time to read no. I do it for a living, baby. They call me terms and conditions because that's what I do for a living. Okay. And then I write the books and do all that other stuff. But what pay the bills and y'all see me in Dubai and all on flights and jets and living my best life. Shout out to my job, okay? We will not be discussing where that is, okay? A lot of y'all, it don't even matter, right? As long as I can pay my bills. But back to what I was saying. I was born to, my father was a hustler, whatever. My mother was Bonnie, and to his Clyde or whatever. You know what I mean? They was out here doing what they was doing in the late 80s. I'm kidding. In the 70s. I'm forever 35. You figure out my age by some stories that I'm going to tell. But whatever. I'm forever 35. So back in the 70s, you know what I'm saying? They was living their best life or whatever. And I lived with my great-grandmother and because they was running the streets. Now, quick story time how my grandmother really came to have me is because, shout out to Channel 11 News. My mother and father was going to the city to do what they do. Pick up. I mean, come on now. Keep up with me. If you don't know nothing about that life, I don't want you to know nothing about that life. But if you know about that life, you got to pick up. You know what you do. And it was a snowstorm coming. I had a pink jumpsuit on. I had a hat on. I was a cute little girl. I was playing in the snow. Channel 11 News was like this. How do you feel about the snowstorm coming? I was about 5 years old, and I was in the snow. This was in the 80s by then, y'all. Nah, I ain't that old or whatever. And I was playing in the snow. And now you got to remember, it's before cell phones and all of that. And the lady said, "How you?" And I was like, "I like the snow." And I'm playing. They filming me playing. Channel 11 News. You still got that clip? I need to know. Probably like 81 or whatever. By the time we got back from New York, I was in the train. Like my mother and father was like, "Shh, don't tell your grandmother and them you went to New York because." Listen, my father would go pick up whatever, then whatever. My mother tell you the story about the time she was about to whoop Natalie. Look, that's another story for another time. I have her on as a guest. She tell that story herself or whatever. Shout out to Natalie. She probably in recovery. You know Natalie, the one that sang Forevermore. I ain't want that one or whatever. She always talk in her biography. She showed that she used to be going to pick up the drugs and stuff, pick up stuff or whatever. Yeah, and she was like, I and my father and my mother was going dog walker, but again. Another time. So anyway, I said all that to say, my grandmother, by the time we got back to our town, somebody from the church seen me on the Channel 11 News, said they had my name on there, whatever, and they was like, "Oh, we just seen Kay on the news, over in New York playing the snow." My great grandmother said, "That's it. You're no longer parents." She was the court, the judge, and judge. Bang that gavel. She's staying here. So from there, I stayed with my great grandmother, and I saw my mother and father probably like almost every day. You know what I mean? But they were active addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it was, or whatever. A lot of our parents was in active addiction, but I don't want you to use it as an excuse to why you are in active addiction. What I never understand is if your parents were on drugs, how you turned out to be on drugs. Don't you remember your childhood? Now I ain't even have a messed up childhood. Up until I was probably about 5, my aunt said she used to feel bad for me. I was 3 years old, and they would have me babysitting the 2 and the 1-year-olds. Like, what? I'm the youngest in that group of my little cousins and stuff. Because all the aunts and uncles got high together. They'd go to the city. They'd pop. They'd be like, now, Kay, you watch the kids. I'm 3. I'm watching kids stuff. I'm 3. 3! But anyway, all that. And I'm responsible for them. I can't let them get out the car. I got to really watch them. I thought I was grown at 3 years old. Making my own cereal bowls or whatever. Yeah, I could cook. I could do all that because at 3, I was raising myself. Sad situation. My great-grandfather did not like me. He said I was too fresh. But think about this. When people say that kids are too fresh, who let them get fresh? Don't let that go over your head. Like, I am only doing what I'm taught to do or allowed to do in my house or whatever. So I was allowed to do all of that with my mother and my father. Not too much though on my mother and father, and not too much with my father because my father was in my mouth 5 seconds time. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that. But I just wanted to be an inspiration to somebody today who had parents, or you're young right now and your parents get high or whatever. Like, you do not have to be a reflection of your parents. I was like, me and my two friends or whatever. Again, I don't put other people's names or business out here because everybody is not as open as me. But I have a pact with two of my friends. Our mothers was friends. They was getting high together, and we made a pact that we was never going to get high. You'll see me today. We still be checking each other's pocketbook. We be looking for foil and little baggies and stuff, making sure. Like when you're acting a little crazy, that ain't liquor. Let me see. Maybe check your bag. We allowed to do that to each other, but guess what? We all successful. You know what I mean? Everybody's got great jobs. Everybody is, 6-figure by the name of Jig. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing their thing, and they doing their big ones. Got their own businesses, and I'm so proud of them. And we've never even touched a drug. You understand what I'm saying? Like, never. But to those right now that are going through it, or you saying like you stuck in the rut, because that's all an excuse, baby. If hustle was in you, the hustle was in you. You know what I mean? My father, he sold them and then he did them. You know what I mean? It was what it was. I never lacked for anything. I always had jewelry. I always had the double name plates, but I did not have the time. So a lot of y'all just throw money at your kids or whatever, but they really be looking for the time. The memories is what you remember. I do remember getting popped in my mouth a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Because my mouth was always smart and slick like oil, just like my father. Shout out to Champ Brown. Boom, boom, boom. The best that ever did it. He passed away in 93. We'll talk about that on another episode. But I just really, really wanted to inspire somebody today and let you know that boom, because I'm going to let my parents get high. No, I went to Howard University. When I got to Howard, I didn't do a damn thing. I did not one damn thing. Because I was like, you come in and they like, I'm like, what time I got to be in my room? She was like, girl, you grown. Shout out to them two girls. Well, not even shout out. Should I say shout out? When I was in Howard, it was these two girls. They was from down south country bunkers. I'm telling them like, yo, dudes in DC slick. They talk slick. They slick. They look good. They ain't right though. Some of them they a little off. Girls that went down. If you from Howard, you know you go down Georgia Ave, you go down to McDonald's or whatever. They go down to McDonald's. They get kidnapped. The craziest part is I want to know where they are today and if they speaking. I would love to have them on the show. They get kidnapped. So the guys, 3 guys, and they in the back seat. The one girl said, she hit that door, boom, and rolled and tried to pull her friend with her, and the other guy was pulling her, and what happened to her? Unfortunately, she was gang, or the R word. It's sad, it's not funny, but the other girl got away. But I don't know, like she had to run the fade. If you don't know what run the fade with, put them every time I seen her. You left me, we had to get it together. We was together. But see, that's what I'm saying. You don't know the people you go to college with. You don't know the people when you first get down there. You meet a bunch of weirdos. That's why I hooked up with somebody that I knew. He was robbing everybody, anything. That's another story for another day. Lord have mercy. But I just wanted to inspire somebody today that I went to Howard. When I left Howard when my grandmother was sick, my great-grandmother that raised me. I'm glad I came home. The day before Thanksgiving, I was cooking, preparing, again. You ever been raised by your great-grandmother from Alabama? You're going to learn how to cook. Oh, you're going to learn. Okay? I'm cooking or whatever, doing the Thanksgiving, and the hospital said she needed a pacemaker. She said, I don't want one. And they said, well, you have to have one. She was at the hospital, and she said, good night, and passed away. Bye-bye. She told me she didn't want one. And it was the day before Thanksgiving. And she said, when I'm gone, you still just carry on the tradition. So I still cook a big Thanksgiving dinner every year. And that was in, y'all going to try to do my age. That was back in 5 years ago. Okay? But when she passed away, that's who raised me. That's who instilled things in me. But even if you don't have that, you can get that from a teacher. I'm a mentor. We're going to talk about that on future episodes. I am a mentor. Shout out to someone's daughter. Shout out to the Campbell House who just invited me and asked me to be a mentor through them. If you know Sue Surf, shout out to my nephew Sue Surf. His mother, Kim, has started the Campbell House. So again, look out for us doing that. If you want to be a mentor, go to thecampbellhouse.com. Look up to be a mentor. But again, this was just topics. So I just want to have a topic for you to think on and to understand that you are not your parents. That does not have to be your legacy or your destiny. I chose from a young age to never be like that. I never wanted to be anywhere now. Never wanted to be nowhere wide-eyed. Never wanted to be none of that. I wanted to be successful. And with me wanting to be successful, I was. I went to school. When I came home, like I said, my grandmother passed away. I had the chance to go back to Howard, but I thought I met the love of my life. And you know when you meet that first one, you know when you meet the first one that you're open for. You know what I'm saying? That first one. And guy was like, "Hey, yes, I was in college. I was grown, but before I lost that V card." No, I was no. We'll talk about how I used to be the chauffeur taking everybody to the. We'll talk about that another time. But talk about just me. No, I had my V card in high school and everything else. That's why everybody was like, "Oh, she's gay." You know, they try to put it on you like that's like the guys always try to say some slickish. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, she must be gay because no, I ain't because I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be. Ain't nobody. Y'all ain't worthy. But when I found that one. Yes, Lord. When I found the one I thought was worthy, I was like, go back to Howard. Never. He's here. He's right here. And then what? He was no. Yeah, he went it. Shout out to him though. But he's a stone cold Trump supporter. So we. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Look at the news saying. Anyway, so it's a wrap for that. But anyway, I saw that to say. Got like I said, came back. Got into school with me and him, went to the same college together. Montclair State, shout out to Montclair State. I am a Red Hawk or whatever. When I listen to this, let me just to really inspire you. When I applied for Montclair State, because I did so horribly at Howard, I wasn't doing a damn thing. I really don't think kids should go to college right away unless they focus. I didn't do a damn thing. I ain't had no time, no bedtime, no had to get up time. I had to cook. I just keep my room clean. And then I had a roommate. She came from Baltimore. Shout out to her. She came late. I had the room to myself for like 2 weeks. She came. I had a little attitude, like she ain't paying her tuition. I was like, I was helping her move stuff in, but with the attitude. So then she was like, "Oh, girl, the other dorm got bigger rooms or whatever." Shout out to Fraser Hall. I was in Fraser Hall room 318. Oh, the other room got bigger closets. I was like, "Well, if we move over there and I still keep mine here, then we both have our own room." She was like, "Oh yeah, that would, girl. I ain't never move a damn TV so fast in my." And this was not flat screens, okay? This is big backs. We was moving them TVs. I was just getting out of my room. I had my own room. It was Liddy or whatever. Shout out to, I ain't even want to say his name, but how he got slick. It's just so much stuff. Like the first time, so I thought I was going to meet my man at college. You know how that go. You know, I thought I was going to be like one of the Huxtables. I was going to meet my husband or whatever. Shout out to him or whatever. And he came to the room. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I used to mess with a girl that stayed in this room last semester. You'll never get this V card." No. I don't know, men. I don't know why y'all do that. You think that's attractive? No, it's a done deal. But we just rekindled, not rekindled like that. We friends. We have bring each other at the homecoming or whatever. Even though I didn't graduate from Howard, I always go with my successful Howard dropout here, right, or whatever. And so, like I said, I'm a Red Hawk. I went to Montclair State. Shout out, it's right here in New Jersey or whatever. I wrote a letter to get into college, and I came from Howard. I came from the Mecca. They was like, "Didn't I? Excuse me?" So I had to write a essay to why they should let me in. So I wrote my life story. Listen, I was born by the river, never by a river in the Little St. I was born in the hospital in New Jersey, and so I let them write this. Had to write it all out. I poured my everything out. Right, I poured my everything out into the essay, telling them about everything in my life or whatever. We'll talk about this even more in depth again. My father died in '93 from IV drug use or whatever. And y'all know or whatever how that go. So I wrote everything, and I had to take care of him. I had to be a grown up at that time. I wasn't even grown yet, and so to fast forward on, they let me in on a non-matriculated basis. They said you got to get A's. We want to see if you get A's. I said, "Who y'all think this? I'm K Brown. I'm K Brown. I'm standing on that." Did that. I ended up going from being not accepted to non-matriculated, matriculated over to giving a commencement speech. Boom. Look how God worked, baby. So you ain't got to be a parent. I gave a commencement speech. My mother, sit down. You ain't did nothing. Up there clapping the loudest. Sit down. I did this. God did this. God did this. So with that being said, I went back. I got my master's from there, and then I went into Berkeley. We're not going to go into how for law school or whatever, how in 2020 y'all did not want to let people in that did not believe in being vaccinated. But again, I told y'all I'll be all over the place or whatever. I refuse to be vaccinated because I've never had COVID. It is 2025, and in 5 years I've never had COVID. I had to be tested every month. I was using my natural antibodies. I was getting tested for my plasma, and hospitals were calling me. I had 7,000 antibodies were calling me, asking if I could come give plasma. I said, "But you will never Henrietta Lacks me." If you don't know who Henrietta Lacks is, then you got to do your history or whatever. We can go over that in February because we're going to celebrate Black History Month all the time. Not just in February, but all year round. I don't care what the federal government doing. We celebrate Black History Month around these parts. But anyway, like I said, we're going to go ahead and talk about that or whatever. They was never going to HELAC. They was never going to HELA. I think that's the name of the cell now. But they was never going to Henrietta Lacks me. How you going to take all my antibodies from me? Now I don't got none. No, I'm good. So which means that I came in contact with somebody, plenty of people with COVID. I just never got it. And so just so you know, this is not us. It's not 1,000% guaranteed. But people with old blood have an easier time than fighting off. But that's for another time. Because this is just about inspiring you and letting you know, even if you have parents that are born addicted to drugs, you could be successful. So between that, I went, like I said, I'm chasing down my law degree now because guess what? I can go to college now without being vaccinated. I can live off my natural immunity. Who would have ever thunk it? I know it's thought. Come on. I can't be. Anyway. Okay. I went to school. I got my bachelor's. I got my master's, chasing down that law degree. I also went to school. I got my paralegal certification from Philly Dickinson. Shout out to them. Like I said, I'm a contracts manager. I am a filmmaker. I have 7 self-published books. And I do a bunch of other things. I am a massage therapist or whatever by trade. I am also a bartender. I know y'all like she do everything. I'm a bartender. I am your fun friend. I do everything. Unfortunately, with the ACDF, a lot of those things, ACDF surgery or whatever, is what I had to have a plate put in the back of my neck from the car accident that I told y'all about in episode 1. You got to keep up, baby. You got to keep up, okay? When the test took me out, okay? So, and we can talk about that more in detail when they took Nipsey out of here. R.I.P. Nipsey. I got Chrome out there now. Chrome doing good, but it's cool. But so a lot of things I can't do anymore due to the accident. This is like a semi-permanent accident or whatever. So I can't, with me as a massage therapist, I lift my clients. I really try to help them. I don't just rub some lotion on their back and tell them have a good day. I really get into it. Shout out to my clients that keep calling me, asking me if I'm better yet. I'm not. Don't call this phone no more, okay? Don't call it. Don't see me in the bar talking about, okay, get her a drink. I need you to. No, I don't have it, okay? It's not that. So with that being said, I just want to encourage somebody today, whatever your faith is, whether you believe in God, Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, nothing, the universe. A lot of y'all church people, and y'all be talking about the universe and the God is not pleased, but we'll talk about that on another episode. But I believe in God. So I just want to let you know, like I said, we got the big stage entertainment. We be giving parties, just follow me. And I forgot, I never dropped my Instagram and things like that. So I am K Brown, K-A-E. Again, K-A-E, K Brown, author on Instagram. I'm K Brown, the author on Facebook. You can follow me or whatever. You can just find me around, if you're looking for me. And I definitely want you to find me over here. So I see you on the next episode. I love you guys. Make sure you stay safe, stay loved, and stay blessed. See you. Bye.